What's up, guys? This is Satsman, and I'm coming to you with a updated deck profile today, and today I wanted to go over my UA deck profile for the new format. The deck has definitely gone through some changes just because there have been slight adjustments due to the ban list. Zoo is still just as powerful, and then Paleozoic obviously has been putting in some more damage as of late, so as well as any other like Grass is Greener deck. So let's just get into it, and I'll explain some of my card choices because it's a little bit techy. But as far as the UA lineup goes, it's pretty much the same as before. 3 midfielder, 2 slugger. I really want to bump him up to 2. Up to 3, excuse me. 2 ace, 1 goalkeeper, 1 dunker, 1 blockbacker, and finally 1 rebounder. Rebounder would be the card that I cut. I would cut for a 3rd slugger. You do need rebounder in like weird situations, but that's why you essentially play him. But honestly, does it come up as much? No, I would rather have the slugger. Slugger's kind of like the guy you want to get out just because he gives you free tax. He helps you with your win condition. So, yeah, that play is just, if you want to cut rebounder, yeah, to go ahead and do it. But for now, I'm playing it just because I realize that you kind of need it in weird situations. For the hand traps, this is like one of the probably most techie cards I'm playing. 3 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Now, with Vanity's gone, you don't really have a way to stop decks as easily as, stop decks that depend on the extra deck. This card is probably your best answer to it. I am maining this just because Zoo is extremely prevalent right now. Paleozoic is very prevalent now. There are a lot of decks that just heavily depend on the extra deck, not many that don't. So you just basically need this and the extra deck, and you don't even need the extra deck that much for this deck anyway, so it's actually probably not that bad of a card. It's also a tuner. I'm not playing anything really to synchro with into it except for maybe Stardust Dragon, but if you want to play a couple, like, there is definitely space in the extra deck if you want to play a synchro monster that you would like to use. 2 Gamma because Gamma is good at just outing random things, and 1 Maxi because that's all we're allowed to play at the moment. In this format, it's crazy. I understand why. I don't like the fact that it's at 1, but I understand why. 3 Stadium and a Terraforming to go along with it. Sorry about that. 3 Signing Deal and 2 Power Jersey. I decided to cut the Turnover Tactics. Turnover Tactics by far is a fantastic card. However, it does require a bit of setup, and if you don't get that setup, it turns into a dead card, and it's just an iffy card, and at the moment I'm not liking it. So last format, yeah, when we were more dominated by Zoo, I would say, then yes, I would definitely consider playing it more. But when you play against decks that can grind a little bit better, such as Paleozoic, it can be a bit of a problem. More spells. 3 Foolish Burial Goods. This is what makes this deck alive again. Basically, it gives you a whole new dimension to searching. So this is absolutely necessary to be playing UAs if you want to play the deck. 2 Twin Twister. I finally found the room for 2. So yeah, 2 Twin Twister. 1 Rhoda because searching out midfielder is essential. 1 Upstart because 39 card deck. For traps, we're playing 2 Penalty Box. I decided to cut this back down to 3. Yes, opening with 2 in the case that does happen sucks, or opening with 1 and drawing into the second does suck, but it's not the end of the world because you have more discard outlets with the second Twin Twister. You have Ace, and having both of these in a Foolish Barrow Goods in hand is not going to be a big of a problem because you also have a 3rd target in the deck anyway for Foolish Barrow Goods in the case that this happen. But 2 Penalty Box is perfectly fine. We're playing 2 Strike and a Warning. If I had a 3rd Strike, I'd play a 3rd Strike, but the Warning is just as good, if not better. We're playing 1 Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light. This is just a really good battle trap. Protects you, and if it's in the graveyard, you can still protect it. So if they Twin Twister it, then you're still fine. It still buys you a turn, and it's a Foolish Burial Goods target. So if you have no more targets left and you need to good something to thin out the deck at least, or you need protection, this is your go-to card for that. Finally, we're playing 1 Torrential Tribute. It's a board clear. I feel like it's better than Raigeki, so it's, yeah, I don't know. I'm playing this. If you want to play something else, like Storming Mirror Force or something like that, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, this does hurt you in the Paleozoic matchup, but you can side it out, so, yeah. Moving on, we're playing one Norden in the extra deck. We're not playing Instant Fusion. Basically, your entire extra deck is committed for Winter Cherries. And it, like, Norden, if you stop Norden, then that's a great card to stop. Like, if you haven't seen the combos with Zoo, Norden is extremely essential to keeping that deck alive. If you don't get rid of Norden, or if you don't get rid of Emeril, then they're going to go off. They're going to get a +5 or something crazy. And also, it's actually much better to hit Norden in the case of, like, people playing Instant Fusion, because Norden is essential in a lot of rank 4 strategies. So, Norden is very good card to hit with Winter Cherries. I also play Seraphonite because people like to play Brilliant Fusion still, so Seraphonite should go in that situation. Dark Wall's also a problem, so Dark Wall's here. We're also playing, for the people who still play DDDs, Flame King Genghis. This card is essential to their strategy, so hitting this is also good. And then for Metal Foes, we're playing 1 Mithrilium, because the dead, like, people are still playing the deck, because Baboon is in the game. I know that the deck really hasn't been winning anything, but it's still in the game, so you gotta play the Mithrilium. I'm also playing Stardust Dragon. You can make this. This is the only card that I can synchro into. I would side the Starlight Road for this card. But in general, you're never going to Winter Cherries this card, ever. There are weird situations, like rogue players that like to play this, so that's really the only case that I would, like, Winter Cherries this card. But you can activate Winter Cherries on your turn, so if you'd like Twin Twist or something, then you can activate Winter Cherries in response, and then they can't get a second negate off of it, at least. 1 Opabinia, I don't have Totally Awesome. I don't own a copy of it, so if you have Totally Awesome, yes, play that over this. But if you don't have Totally Awesome, play this card, because this is the Searcher card. This is the card that is going to, if you want to stop them, this is the card that you want to hit. So, yeah, it's the budget version of the card. And then for decks that are not Paleozoic, but still like to play Totally Awesome, also another good card to hit is Bahama Shark. Again, if you have Totally Awesome, don't play either of these, play the Totally Awesome instead. But if you don't have it, Bahama Shark is much cheaper, and so is Opabinia. I believe Opabinia is like 50 cents, and Shark's like at most $4. So, yeah. The Emeril, in the case that you don't hit Norden, you can hit Emeril. Emeril is also a really good card for you, because you can make it, and you can recycle your cards back into the deck, so playing this is also a viable option. Cowboy, no other reason to play this card other than the fact that you're going to use it. This is another card that you can sub out definitely for cards that you feel like are more dangerous. I'm just subbing this in just because sometimes I have it's just personal reasons why, obviously it's for the 800 damage, but if you're fearful of anyone ever using Cowboy against you in this format, which you shouldn't because nobody's playing it right now, it's there. I'm just playing it for now. Don't play the card. That's what I'm saying. It's just a placeholder. I'm playing the Utopia package. You can make this in this deck. It's very difficult to do it, but you can make it. I'm also doing it because I don't want other people to play it as well because of Winter Cherries. So you can usually tell, obviously you can hit the Utopia and go for the Utopia and then just call Utopia the Lightning and done. So yeah. Cyber Dragon Nova, Infinity is still a thing. People still like to play the card whenever the chance they get. And you know when Nova is coming because they're playing 2 level 5 machine type monsters. So if you can stop the Nova, you can for sure stop the Infinity. So play the Nova. It's also the cheaper option, so yeah. This shouldn't be in here. I'm only playing this in here because I don't have a Clear Wing anymore. I actually sold the card for a lot of money. But Titanic Galaxy is a good placeholder in exchange. It's still a very powerful card. Blue Eyes is still a thing-ish? Question mark? It's popping up every now and then. Again, there are definitely better cards than this. You could hit, freaking Spirit Dragon. I don't own a copy of that either. But still a good card to hit regardless because this card is freaking powerful. Obviously, this is a 13-card deck, so 13-card extra deck. So there are still spots in the extra deck that you could replace some of these cards with or to add into. I currently have cards on the way that I would be putting in here, such as Dryden. So for people who don't play the combo, or just play the engine, so that's the way that's working. So thank you guys for watching this deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a nice day.